versus NFL recap. So, what were the biggest headlines do you all
That's
think
what I'm saying, man. He's got
happened
it. He's
today?
got it.
What do you think What do you think the biggest headlines were for Sunday's, Thursday, even yesterday's game for Week 3?
That Jim Harbaugh, or sorry, I always get it mixed up. Whichever Ravens coach, he's really shitty. he really annoys me. Jim Harbaugh, whatever. Lamar's great. Lamar had a great game.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
he
true.
always does. He hasn't had a bad game once this year, but all his coaches decided to be horrible, which we'll get to once we get to the list today. But yeah, I'm sick of them. It's just they're really annoying, and they're letting down Lamar, and they know it. So that's kind of my biggest thing, because they should not be 1-2 and going to play the Chiefs. One of those teams should not be 1-3 starting off the season. So it's going to be very interesting, that game for sure. So I don't know.
I think the last two games have really proven that Detroit's week 1 loss was a fluke, and that Green Bay's defense is still as advertised. Even though they lost this weekend, that was not on the defense, and you couldn't convince me that it was. They basically gave up 3 points in that game. Jordan Love threw an arm punt with about 3 minutes left into triple coverage on a 5-yard slant route or something like that. Just a terrible pass. And then at the end, obviously, the block field goal. You can't put that on the defense either. So Green Bay's defense is still legit, and Detroit is also legit.
I just want to say
it was immaturity on Jordan Love's front.
Trash.
Go for
the
it.
Bears.
Not a headline.
This man was a Broncos fan until about 5 o'clock on Sunday, and now he's got the Bears hat on again. Like,
I already
pick a side, man. Pick a side.
Just like literally like the Zeers of Chargers fan, and he also likes the Packers.
I'm not a fan of I like the Packers because I live here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm surrounded by it. I work with them kind of. Like it's
I don't want to talk.
It was immaturity on Jordan Love's front. That's what this game showed. It was that Jordan Love still has a little bit of a leap to go, and I don't think it was these. I think we jumped the gun a little early on the Packers being one of the best teams in not only the NFC but the NFL as well. I think it's just one of those games. It's a stepping stone game. It's a wake up call. Is really what it is. It's telling it's your team telling everyone you still have a little bit to go, a little bit of a learning curve to get around. But on top of that, though, talking about headlines, how about 4 big blocked field goal attempts in Week 3, along with 4 game-winning field goals? Like, how about that? Like Jordan Davis, that massive blocked and scoop and score. The Browns blocked a field goal. The Jets with a scoop and score on a blocked field goal, and then you have the Chargers winning the game on a field goal. Like there's so much chaos. What started as a really rough week. It was really low scoring through the first half of all the 12 o'clock slate. What was started as a really rough week turned into one of the most exciting weeks of football we're going to see probably this whole season.
How about the Giants being 0-3 and Daniel Jones being 3-0?
Daniel Jones is arguably the MVP frontrunner right now. At least most improved.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's most improved for sure.
I ain't gonna say he's MVP. That's kind of crazy. Improved. But it was I could definitely say it was Brian Dable. It was Brian Dable.
I don't even know if it's Brian Dable's fault, because that offensive line is just so porous. They're unable to do anything. And Malik Neighbors said too, it wasn't the quarterback. I don't know if he was trying to throw shade at Dable or if he was trying to throw shade at the GM or.
Well, we know it ain't Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson passed for 450 yards.
Yeah, and we saw. That Cowboys defense is like. Caleb had a great game on Sunday, but he was throwing to wide open guys the entire game.
Hey, I gotta throw a shout out to the Colts owner. Her name's Carly Isrig or Ursay Gordon, and she's always on the sideline making sure that everything is going correctly. And I think that helps a lot. I don't know what it is, But every time she's down there every game, and they seem to be just playing it extremely harder when she's down there. I don't know why.
You know what it is when ownership actually gives to about what goes on with the product on the field. And this goes across all sports. When ownership actually cares, the team does better.
And she's always down there, man.
And people were calling it corny week 1. People were calling it a little bit too much oversight. No, it's good when ownership does this. It is really good. Like, look at the Brewers owner, Mark Ananazio. Sits up on his high chair in his castle, right? Mm-hmm. Sitting there right behind the dugout. That's where his seats are for him and his family and friends. Every single Brewers home game. Sits right behind the dugout. Does nothing, dude. He gets to celebrate with the team when they do good. Celebrated with them in St. Louis after they clinched the division, along with the rest of the ownership group. But he doesn't do nothing outside of that. He just sits there and watches. You barely see the guy cheer. You barely see the guy interact with anybody before a Brewers game. And then after probably 3 innings, he's gone back up to his office. He goes right back up to his office or to his ownership suite and doesn't really seem to care about the rest of the game. Look at Steve Ballmer. Now, granted, take away the whole fraud scheme with that one tree company or whatever, but Steve Ballmer cares about the product on the court. And look what happened. They attracted superstars to come to LA's little brother basketball team. Now, say what you want about them not making it past the conference finals a couple of times, but that's besides the point. Steve Ballmer's ambition to actually care about his product and about his basketball team led to superstars coming to the little brother of LA basketball and turning some heads on the West Coast and in the Western Conference. It's a recipe for success when ownership actually cares about what they put on the field.
Shout out Carly Gordon, man. She's on a roll right now. She's always in the meetings. She travels with them, I'm pretty sure. She's on the sidelines listening to the play calls, listening to what they're saying to each other and the coaching staff, listening to the players and how they react towards one another. She is fully invested in her investment in the team, which I can highly respect, because if you pay for a team, you better be invested in that team. That's how I've always thought about it. And that's exactly what she's doing. So that's why the Colts, I think, are doing so well, because the ownership is so high right now. They're so high on the team.
I mean, this is off topic, but that Browns front 7, man, is ridiculous. It's incredible how good they are. They held Derrick Henry to 2 yards per carry, one of the best backs in the NFL. They held Josh Jacobs to less than 2 yards per carry, also one of the best backs in the NFL. It's just, this Browns team, I don't think they're as far away as most people think they are. It's just they need to supplement the offense. The defense has so many good pieces on it, just at all 3 levels. It's just the offense. They need to invest a bit more in the line, get their solid, rock-solid quarterback, and maybe another wide receiver or 2. They got the running back in the draft this year. I don't think they're as far out. I could see them being a 7 or maybe even 8-win team this year, because they almost beat Cincinnati week 1 too.
Jalen, any comments on your Bears game? I know you want to talk about that. You're very giddy about it. So give us all give the Packer fans what they deserve.
God, but what they deserve. I would say it's looking bright. I was waiting for Ben Johnson to do some of the crap that he was doing in Detroit. The first 2 weeks, we didn't see no flea flickers. We didn't see nobody running wild with different kind of pass catches, different kind of schemes. We ain't seeing DeAndre Swift throwing the ball to Caleb. Where was all of this at the first 2 weeks?
I mean, I saw some analysis somewhere where it's it's possible that because they played better defenses in the first 2 weeks, Minnesota is one of the best defenses in the NFL. Detroit's another good unit. They waited until they got a Cowboys team, for example, where there's no pass rush. The secondary is limited due to the pass rush, and it's not that good to begin with, to be able to try some of that stuff. And, they showed that it works. I mean, Ben Johnson put on a masterclass against Matt Eberflus on Sunday.
I've been screaming at my dad for the past 2 weeks why they don't throw the ball to Luther Burden.
I mean, we got our
correct.
We got our answer.
Correct. They should throw to Luther Burden a little bit more. As the Luther Burden fantasy owner, utilize the guy. Dude's great out of the slot.
He's pretty good.
He's
man.
great out of the slot. He's a little undersized for a receiver, which is good for a slot receiver. It's great for a slot receiver, especially when you have two speed demons in DJ Moore and a deep threat like Rome Odunze on the outsides. Utilize that slot a little bit more, especially against weaker pass defenses like the Dallas Cowboys. Now, do you guys want a couple more overreactions, kind of like we did a couple weeks ago? Because I got a few.
Come on, talk about it.
I got a few overreactions. So obviously, like Jordan's comment, Carolina wins 30-0. They blank the Atlanta Falcons this past week. Looking at their schedule, here's the overreaction here. This is the turning point for the Carolina Panthers.
You damn right.
Their next 4: at New England, home against Miami, home against Dallas, at the Jets. This is overreaction here. Carolina finishes the season minimum 8-9.
Come on now, let's talk about it.
Better
than CJ Stroud.
Dude, Stroud looks terrible right now.
He's horrible. I've been saying this for years. He's not good. He's not good.
I'm excited for the cooked list because I'm almost guaranteeing that he's on there.
Crazy thing is like, and I will say about my Broncos, such a disappointment right now, bro.
Oh, did you expect them to win? Sorry.
They were up.
Did you expect them to? Hold on.
The Chargers are a better team, though.
The clock didn't hit all zeros, bro. You expected them to win that game with?
It was
I don't know about the defense, but
we don't have Brandon Staley anymore, my friend.
Offensively, it's not even close.
We got a better defense. Your defense is pretty damn good.
The Broncos' defense is one of the best in the league still. You cannot discount that.
The Chargers is probably top 10 also.
If we deflect that touchdown from Keenan Allen, we win the game. I guarantee it.
We would have tied it.
Keenan Allen does not catch that touchdown, we win the game.
It would have been 23-23.
It would be a 2-1 tie at the top of the division. But let's get back to the Panthers, though.
Go ahead.
Naz, you go ahead. You go ahead before we go back to the Panthers.
Just real quick, the Broncos they were never going to win that game. I'm sorry. I know we started off slow, but you have to understand that our defense has not let up a first half touchdown until this game, and we shut you guys out in the fourth quarter. So if you're getting shut out in the fourth quarter and you expect to win the game, it's not going to happen. If
it was 23-23, you're telling me they couldn't get in field goal range for Will Lutz.
Bo Nix is not that good yet, bro.
Dude, I think people overrated Bo Nix coming into this season too.
That's exactly what I was saying to everybody. In the summertime, I was getting called crazy on this podcast for saying Bo Nix is not that good still.
He's got work to do, and they didn't give him another receiver this offseason either to work with. I thought if Emeka Egbuka didn't get taken one pick before them, that was the slam dunk pick for them.
That would have been great. Yeah.
Tampa Bay took him instead, and it's obviously working out well for them too. But they just didn't do anything to address the wide receiver position when I think that was one of their bigger needs this offseason.
Go overreaction, Sam. Let's go.
Go ahead. Finish.
Well, so, think about the Panthers here, right? Bryce Young continuing to show improvements. Passing success rate continues to go up by year. Yards per game going up by year. QBR is a little low still, but, you got to consider who's on his roster. He's getting sacked not a lot anymore. Only 5 sacks through 3 games, compared to when he got sacked 62 times his rookie season and 30 times last year in 14 games. He's currently on pace to get sacked 25-ish times this year, which is fine. His offensive line obviously improving. This got to be a turning point for the Panthers. Look at their rushing too. Chuba Hubbard having himself a good start to the year. Ted McMillan looks to be the real deal.
He looks nice, man.
He looks like the real deal.
Now,
likewise,
let's fantasy this week.
Let's turn the page back over to the Falcons here. And the overreaction with them is that they jumped the gun a little too soon on flipping Kirk Cousins for Penix.
I don't agree with that. He's only started 6 games.
Penix
played good games until this game.
I think they made the right decision, but Penix hasn't lived up to what a lot of people thought he was going to be so far.
You guys are overreacting.
Terrible on Sunday.
You guys are overreacting. He played the last game last year for a playoff spot, and then he came into this year supposed to win games. I mean, it came down to coaching at that point because he was hitting his mark. This is his first bad game of his career. I think this is a complete overreaction. I think he struggles against the Cardinals because they haven't figured out. But you have to understand, he's going to be playing the Saints, and then he's going to have a challenge with the Buccaneers still, and he still has another chance to play the Panthers again. So, I mean, I don't think that this is – no, I think they're still going to be second in the division, unfortunately. But, the Panthers are still going to win 7-8 games this year. And I expect the Falcons to win maybe 9 or 10. I think they're fine. I don't think they're going to be that bad.
All right, last top thing before we move on. The Las Vegas Raiders. Chip Kelly. If you freaking do not use Ashton Genty,
it's bad.
We're going to have some serious issues.
It's bad. They refuse.
This is the second week
it's very
I
bad.
lost because of Ashton Genty.
The real question is, why does Chip Kelly still have a job in the NFL in 2025?
Because he's friends with Pete Carroll. He's buddies.
I mean, other than that, man, it's like he's been exposed at pretty much every level in the NFL. I don't get it.
If this is the second week in a row where I lost because of Ashton Genty. I lost to Sam by 6 yards.
Yeah, you did. My team is terrible in that league. My team is so bad. You might be my only win this year.
7 points, 6 points.
The Jacquizz Rodgers fan club might have one win this season, and it's going to be from that week. I don't know why, but our league in that group, I'm just always so bad. This is what, the third year we're doing this, or second year we're doing this? I think this is the third, right?
Friendship is 3-0 right now.
Third year.
Terrible, dude. Isaiah Pacheco is one of my starting running backs. I have BTJ getting 7 points a week. Dude, my team is horrible. It's actually so bad, but at least I have Trey Benson now. I did pocket Trey Benson for
that's a good pickup.
Being out. That is a very good pickup. I have him from the draft. I no thanks. You can have Isaiah Pacheco if you want. I'll pay you to take Isaiah Pacheco.
Waivers in 3 weeks.
I'll pay you to take Isaiah Pacheco.
That smells bad.
So bad. Oh, so bad. And but part of the problem too is that I had Joe Burrow.
Oh, that
doesn't help either.
That sucks.
I had CD.
I also had Jaden.
I had him in 2 other leagues.
Jeez. And Rashee Rice, I auto drafted. Didn't purposely take him, but I auto drafted Rashee Rice. This team is bad. This team is very bad.
Any other overreaction?
Trevor Lawrence. Another overreaction. Yeah, I do have one. As the Jaguars fan of this, or the in-house Jaguars fan, I should say, I was very surprised that game against the Texans. I knew it was a trap game going into it for Houston, but I didn't think that I would have to pay people to watch that game because of how much of a snoozer it was. The Texans are rough. They're very rough. Their defense is good. Their offense is horrible. Their offense is so bad. They're averaging just under 13 points per game through these first 3 weeks. They're 0-3, losing on the road to LA and the Jags, losing at home to the Buccaneers by 1. I'll give them that. That was a fun game to watch. However, they got some tough games coming up. I mean, next week's against Tennessee. That's going to be bad versus mid. Then you have at Baltimore. After your bye week, you're in Seattle. Seattle looks like a wagon, dude.
Oof, they look good, man. They look good.
They look good. Then
they play the Saints, but they look good.
Well, San Francisco also looks good. Denver's defense is good. You play the Jags again. Buffalo, Indianapolis, Kansas City. My overreaction is that the Houston Football Texans will finish the season with not the first overall pick, but a top 3 draft slot in next year's draft.
So you're saying, okay, so one is the Saints.
Houston Texans will finish with a top 3 pick.
I don't think so, dude. Yeah, it's the Saints. The Titans are still pretty bad. The Giants.
It depends on how you play the Titans. If the Titans beat you both times, or at least go 1-1.
It's true.
I mean, the Titans have been competitive at times this year too.
Titans are competitive. That's true.
Well,
look at the rest of the league too, really quick before we go on. I mean, the Giants, they look good. They look better than what the record says. Same with the Jets, of course. The Jets should not be 0-3.
Pretty bad still.
The Raiders are rough. The Dolphins are rough. The Saints are really bad. So that's what I would consider my 3 right now. But Houston, dude, their offensive line is bad. Their receiving core is so depleted. Nico Collins has to wake up. CJ Stroud doesn't have any time to throw the ball either, which doesn't help. They're down on running backs. Their defense is the only thing that's holding that organization together right now. It does not look good for them.
Yeah, I will say
they'll be fine.
As we move on to our next one, bear down.